Welcome to Ambassador's Daily Banquet, Odo, your daily spiritual nourishment. Yeah, yeah, we feast on God's word, draw strength from his promises to live as true ambassadors. Jure, receive fresh revelation to empower your faith. Oh yeah, let us step into today's banquet. Come on, step into the banquet.
Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're digging into a leadership philosophy from a Christian devotional that kind of flips conventional wisdom on its head. It basically argues that to be a great leader, you first have to master the art of following. So let's dive in and see what that's all about. So let's just start with the big question this idea brings up. Can a leader's greatest strength really be obedience? It sounds a little backward, right? I mean, when you think of a leader, you probably picture someone taking charge, calling the shots, not someone taking orders. But the source we're breaking down today, it flips that script entirely. It makes the case that true, powerful leadership doesn't begin with giving commands, but with the discipline of following a higher authority. Okay, so what does this actually look like in practice? Let's get into the nitty-gritty of what the text calls the obedience principle and really define this very specific, cross-centered way of looking at leadership. You know, everything we're about to talk about really boils down to this one single idea. The cross teaches that true leadership begins with obedience. This one sentence is the absolute foundation, directly tying an essential symbol of the Christian faith to a very particular model for how to lead. So how does this text define obedient leadership? Well, it's a style built on three main pillars: humility, prayer, and total submission to God's will. The whole point is to make sure a leader's actions are always in sync with what the source calls divine purposes. And this philosophy really frames it as a choice between two very different paths. There's no middle ground here. On one side, you have obedient leadership, which is said to result in integrity and a real lasting impact. And on the other side, there is what it calls rebellious leadership, which is presented as a fast track to failure, burnout, and compromise. All right, so if that's the principle, who's the role model? Well, the devotional points to one person as the absolute perfect example of this kind of leadership: Jesus. So in this view, Jesus isn't just seen as a spiritual figure, but really as the ultimate blueprint for an obedient leader. The big idea here is that his authority and his impact came directly from his willingness to completely submit to a higher will, in this case, God the Father. But it's not enough just to say he was the model. The text really digs into how he did it. It highlights that he submitted completely, even when it meant death, and that he always put a divine purpose ahead